A small watch can change everything. Rolex proves this. It became more than a watch, it became power. How did a simple watch turn into a symbol of success? Most people only see something shiny, but they never look deeper. And that is why they miss the real story. This is not about a company born rich. It is about a young man named Hans who started with almost nothing. No big factory, no famous name, no rich family. Just a small workshop, a few tools, and a dream he would never give up. People said his ideas were too small. Some laughed at his little watches. Others told him to stop and take an easier life. But Hans stayed focused. He worked late, learned every day, and shaped time with his own hands. He did not know how far it would go, but he believed in it. That quiet room and simple habits slowly built something the world would one day call Rolex. A watch that became a symbol of power, success, and trust. Stay with us as we enter the billion-dollar world behind this legend. Quiet start. No one noticed. Hans Wilsdorf started his journey very simply. He had no fancy house, no helpers, and no luxury. He was young, alone, and far from home. But he had a big dream in his heart. Every day he woke up thinking one thing. He wanted to make a watch people could trust for life. While others wanted quick success, Hans chose slow and careful work. He spent hours checking tiny parts, learning how each gear worked, and studying how to show time better. People around him did not understand why he cared so much about small details. They thought he was wasting time on things no one would see. But those small things slowly became his power. Hans believed greatness comes from caring about small things others ignore. This belief shaped the first days of Rolex. Even the first watches he made could survive dust, rain, and long trips. A name that changed everything. Hans knew he needed a name that was easy to say, easy to remember, and strong. He tried hundreds of names. He wrote them on paper, whispered them aloud, and checked how they felt. Most names did not feel right. They were too long, too weak, or too common. Then one day, Rolex came to his mind. It was short, bold, and smooth. It sounded like a soft tick of a clock. Hans felt the name had power. Many people laughed at it. They said it was strange, but Hans did not change it. He trusted the feeling he got when he said it. That simple 5-letter name became one of the strongest symbols of pride, wealth, and success. Early Rolex watches sold for 50 to 100 Swiss francs. Many thought this was too high, but Hans believed people would pay for quality they could trust, more than just a watch. At that time, most watches were not very correct. People accepted small mistakes in time, but Hans refused this. He wanted a watch that told time perfectly. He and his team tested watches again and again. They wanted every second to be right. Rolex was more than a tool, no, it was a promise people could trust. Slowly, people saw Rolex watches did not fail easily. They worked in rain, dust, hot sun, cold snow, and long trips. They were water-resistant up to 100 meters. They had shock-resistant parts to stay strong. A Rolex was no longer just a watch. It became a message. I value time. I respect precision. Brave tests shocked the world. Hans believed people would trust a watch if it proved itself in the real world. He gave Rolex watches to swimmers, explorers, pilots, and mountain climbers. He wanted the world to see how strong they were. In 1927, a swimmer named Mercedes Gleitze tried to swim across the English Channel wearing a Rolex Oyster. People thought it would break or stop, but it survived cold water, long hours, and strong waves. When she finished, the watch was still ticking. Newspapers wrote about it everywhere. That moment changed Rolex. It became the watch of brave people. Prices for these strong watches were 200 to 500 Swiss francs. High for that time, but it proved they were reliable. Hidden power. Inside watches. What made Rolex special was not only shine or fame, it was the secret inside. Every watch was made with focus, strength, accuracy, and long life. Hans told his team to work slowly, think carefully, and never rush. Many companies made cheap watches quickly, but Rolex made fewer watches and focused on quality. Each watch was tested many times. They had self-winding movements, waterproof cases, and strong bracelets. Rolex wanted watches to last many years, even decades. This made people trust the brand deeply. Buying a Rolex felt like buying a small piece of time that would stay forever. Rolex on famous people. Rolex slowly appeared on the wrists of admired people. Pilots flying long trips wore it. Leaders guiding nations wore it. Explorers climbing mountains trusted it. These were people who faced hard lives and made difficult decisions. When others saw Rolex, it sent a strong message. It was not just fashion, it showed focus, courage, and discipline. Young people started dreaming of owning a Rolex because it made them feel close to heroes. Models like the Submariner, Daytona, and Datejust became famous. Prices start from $5,000 and go up to $50,000 or more for rare editions. The watch became a reward, a trophy, a mark of success. Why prices keep rising? Rolex is different from other brands. It never made millions of watches every year. It made only a small, limited number. Hans believed rare things are more valuable. This slow work made Rolex watches hard to find. Shops had long waiting lists. People waited months or years to get one. This made the price go up slowly. Older Rolex watches became more expensive with time. A Submariner that cost $1,000 in the 1950s now sells for over $15,000 in good condition. People knew they were not just buying a watch, they were buying something that grows in value. Every watch felt like a small treasure. Quiet charity work behind Rolex. Many people do not know that the Rolex company is not owned by a rich family or by investors. It is owned by a private trust that gives money to education, science, and other good causes. Hans Wilsdorf created this trust so Rolex could help people quietly, even after he died. He believed success should be shared without loud praise. Because Rolex does not have shareholders, all the money the company earns goes back into making better watches and helping charity. This quiet kindness is one of the brand's strongest secrets. People admire Rolex not just for its design or price, but also for its heart. Quiet luxury still leads today. In today's world, many brands try to be loud with big ads, flashy designs, or trends. But Rolex stays calm. It does not follow every trend or change too quickly. Its watches still look simple, clean, and strong. People around the world still respect Rolex because it stayed true to quality, trust, and patience. Even with smartwatches everywhere, Rolex continues to grow in demand. Models like the GMT Master 2, priced from $10,000 to $50,000, still sell out fast. People see it as the one watch that never loses value, respect, or meaning. Quiet confidence is stronger than loud noise. Rolex became true power symbol. Rolex became powerful because it earned trust, not fame. It proved itself in ice, water, mountains, deserts, and deep oceans. It survived wars, storms, long flights, and tough journeys. A Rolex on the wrist made people feel stronger and braver. Leaders, creators, and explorers chose it because they felt connected to its story. It reminded them that greatness comes from patience, discipline, and respect for every second. That is why today, when people see a Rolex, they do not just see a watch, they see success, power, and a long history of never giving up. These watches may look simple, but they carry stories that shaped the world of luxury and success. Rolex did not grow because of shortcuts. It grew because of steady work, strong values, and deep respect for time. Remember, powerful things are not always loud. They come from patience, focus, and ideas that others ignore. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like and subscribe for more stories about how simple beginnings can create giant legacies. Share this video with someone who dreams big, and let's keep learning how great things are built one small step at a time.